Hey, welcome back to more Minecraft. In the last episode, I left off here at the night, so let me head to bed here and wake back up. I think this does look pretty good here. At the end of the last episode, I was setting this up with this painting of this golden apple in the frame. And what is on the agenda for this episode? I think the thing we should dive into next would be gathering a whole lot of resources for building a house, like a real big house. That's going to require a lot of dye and a lot of terracotta. I think we'll need, yeah, definitely a lot of terracotta. So in order to get a lot of terracotta, we'll need a lot of clay. So let me build a couple shovels here, and probably the agenda for today is heading out to the rivers and swamps in the area and mining a bunch of clay up. So I'll need a few shovels for that, and hopefully 2 iron shovels are going to do it. And yeah, it'll be a pretty lax episode, just laying low and getting a lot of clay. So let's head out. One thing, actually let me consider this before I take off, is do I want to build another bed? Because I might be out and about the next time it becomes nighttime, since it'll be a little bit of an adventure. Do I have redstone here? I could make a compass real quick too, in case I somehow get lost. Let me make a compass real quick. The compass is always going to point back to spawn, so that might be the thing to do, is make a compass. I think that's how you do it. Yep, there's a compass. So this is always going to point me towards my spawn point, so if I ever get lost, I can always work my way back here. And I think my spawn point is somewhere super near to here. Let me just double check that. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think we did spawn somewhere over here. So that is going to be good. So if we ever get lost here, we're always pointed back to spawn. And there's a spider. Spiders during the day are harmless until you attack them, but I'll just get him out of here so he doesn't stick around until night and decide to attack us then. Alright, so let me think about the best way to get clay out of here. Maybe I'll just end up, it does, like, this landscape looks so awesome, so I hate to really dig it up, but maybe I could find a different area to dig up a little bit. Swimming I can do like this, right? I'm not too good at swimming in Minecraft, so it's... Okay, so you do like the sprint, I guess, in order to swim there. Cool. Let's head out this other way. And yeah, the places where I've been tearing up the clay don't look the best. Maybe I'll have such a shortage of clay that I'll need to tear a lot of space up, tear a lot of that space up in order to get all that clay. But I'm going to try to avoid it, so I'm going to start over here and get going, digging up this clay. And terracotta, yeah, it just requires a lot of clay. Clay blocks and cooking those blocks in the furnace. So let's head through here and gather a whole lot of terracotta. Swim over here. Swim around here and collect the clay here. This seaweed looks pretty sweet. Just how it kind of like moves on the water and whatnot. Similar to real seaweed. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Still getting a grip on the swimming animations. Or swimming controls there. So I sprint and then shift, and I go pretty quick. Grab a bite to eat here. I don't think it would necessarily be worth it at this point to use a diamond shovel for this, but that might make the process a bit faster here. But yeah, you know, it gets to the clay pretty quick, so probably not worth it too much. Oh, I'm drowning. Let's grab some air here. Oh yeah, so it seems like when I'm swimming, it's going to mine a bit slower than when I'm actually standing underwater. Neat. The fastest way, of course, being just standing on the surface. And I wonder if, yeah, it might be worth it for me to build a little tower out of dirt in order to speed this whole process up. So that's probably what I'll do moving forward here. Again, and swim around here, bob around, and grab the rest of this. Let's head on over here. Can I reach that? Is that just 3 blocks down? Looks like it might be 3 blocks. 1, 2. And that's enough for me to stand on and still. And I might have the block below me. Let's go under here. Yeah, so this might be the fastest way to do it. Very fortunate that this area is mostly just 3 blocks deep. Okay, cool. And yeah, we've already gotten a whole lot of clay here. You know, many stacks here, about 5 stacks, right? Yeah. Cool. Let's back out of there. Collect my dirt. I don't have a whole lot of dirt, so just collect it as I go. Cool, cool. Then and I'll leave that behind for now, that these little towers I make. With the seaweed, just gotta make sure I collect all of this. There we go. Cool. Make my rounds here. I wish there were like veins of clay that were a little more expansive. Like if this area was like too deep, that would be super awesome. I wonder, yeah, I don't think there's any better way to get clay than just heading like this and mining it all up. But if there were larger veins of clay, that would just be so cool. I know there's like a mesa biome, which I'm not sure if that is specifically clay or terracotta or what. But the mesa biomes, I believe, are super rare, so it's not really worth one of those. Probably not, but there we go. So how much clay do I have so far? That's a lot of clay. I'll probably stick with this for now, even though I know it's not going to be enough. I'll make my rounds here, grab the clay I see on the way back, and we'll head back over to my base, my little shack. Right here. Awesome. Got that out of there, and pop in here and grab this. Awesome. So, yeah, swing back around here, and probably, what is that, 2 more? I'll grab these 2, and we'll be on our way. And last one. So I guess I didn't end up using up that entire second shovel there, but that's all good. Collect this and head back. I like how the water is super murky here. Like when you go into water in the swamp, there's like different textures for water and whatnot. I know there are like shaders in Minecraft or something now, but I haven't experimented around with those. Maybe I should hop into the settings and turn a shader on. I'll do that real quick. Cool. When I'm in the settings, just to make sure it doesn't mess with me a little bit. It doesn't keep me drowning. Now, I'm not too familiar with how the whole shader system works. Where exactly is that? That's not back from where I'm at, is it? Escape. Skin customization, music, sound control, chat, accessibility, resource pack, language, video. I thought it would be here in video settings, video frame, bobbing, attack indicator, crosshair. Fancy, particles, entity, shadows, full screen, brightness, map. GUI suite, that's probably not pretty good. That's gonna determine scale 2, scale 3, scale 4. Back to auto. Okay, leave it on full. Use VSync on. Not too familiar. Yeah, maybe shaders. Are shaders something you have to install? Not too sure. But smooth lighting maximum, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to check that out between episodes and see if I can get a shader on here to add some nice textures and whatnot, or nice look to things like water. I believe that's what they do. So let's just collect this clay and head back over to our base. Make sure I got everything, but that is a whole lot of clay I have now, which is awesome. And how much is that going to get me? That's 1 stack of terracotta, 2 stacks of terracotta. All right, so just under 3 stacks of terracotta that can get me, and clay blocks and whatnot. So another thing we'll want to do is set up a sheep farm. Now that I do have wool, or not wool, now that I have wheat, I can attract them and have them mate. Super awesome. Have them reproduce and dye them so that they can produce a whole lot of wool for me for my project. And yeah, so maybe we'll set up the sheep farm in the next Minecraft day here. I'll first get this terracotta going on the furnace. Get it on the oven. So the first thing to do is probably build some clay blocks. And I want to try something out with coloring clay blocks. I've tried coloring terracotta. I'm curious as to if you can color just the clay block itself. No, it doesn't look like you can. Okay, that's fine. Or maybe I'm not doing it the right way. But I don't think, yeah. No, so we'll just turn this all into terracotta here and get that going. Just, take all that and then the rest of this. And I'm not going to make any bricks out of this. I'll just turn it all into this terracotta. All right, next can go in here. And do I have any more saplings? They're not gonna make this work. I'll just fill this one up here. Well, just put that in there and that in there. Take half that back out. Cool. So let me head to sleep here in Minecraft and wake up tomorrow and build a sheep farm. That might be the next thing to do to start getting that resource going. All right, let's get our bed put down. I didn't put it in just all over the place here. I didn't grab the bed. All right, there we go. All right, cool. So the next step is the farm, sheep farm. So turn this all into sticks, and I think those are ladders. How do we make fence posts? Is it like that? Maybe it's like this. It is oak fence. So how much of this do I really need? Do I have other oak? I don't. I guess I do have a little bit of oak here. I'll probably go on a tree chopping outing eventually here as well. So I'll just turn this all into oak fence and head on out. There's a creeper down there where I'm headed. We'll have to let him know here to get out of town. All right. Oh, 2 creepers. It's like a creeper swamp. All right. I'm not sure if creepers, if they blow up in water, if they still have an effect. It looks like they do, of just destroying the landscape. It doesn't look like they destroy as much of the landscape. Like their blow is not as powerful. There's a witch over there in the shade of the trees. I'm not sure. Do witches burn? No, thank you. Weird. I'm not sure how to get rid of her. but our sheep farm will likely be somewhere over here past this kind of swampy area. So let me head over there, and I could lure sheep back all the way. I'm trying to plan out what the best thing to do is. It's not actually too far from my house here, and I'll probably expand by building a bridge or something over here. So yeah, let me just, I'll probably build the farm a little ways out here. And from this little compound, let's go get some of this wheat to attract them over here, over to me, and see what's up with these beetroots as well. So beetroots, oh, so I get beetroots and then beetroot seeds to replace those. All right, cool. Wasn't sure how these worked entirely. So I think I can make soup out of these beetroots, but yeah, not, there's our seeds, beet seeds. I'm not sure what else we can do with them. We'll have to explore that a little bit more. All right. Let's destroy that. Oh, and this isn't totally done. I've probably been destroying some of these that are not totally done. That one looks done, I think. Here we go. And destroy that. That one's done. Done. All right, that looks like all of them. There we go. Cool. So that's probably enough just to get a couple of these sheep breeding. And let's head over here, wheat. Get the wheat out. And I've got some torches to keep the place lit up. But let's head over now and get those sheep into a corral. I didn't take any wood with me, so I'll need to chop a tree down here on my way. But to make a crafting table so we can get the fence post, the door to our sheep enclosure. Alright, so now just make some planks out of this, make a crafting table, and probably build a fence post, which I think is like this. There we go. Alright. Cool. So probably just right here in the open area is where I'll put it. Let's see. Right here we have oak fence, and just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's funny how grass drops wheat seeds in Minecraft. I guess it's like, ooh, I don't know, wheat grass. And I can expand this at any point in time, but for now that's probably good. And maybe would need to be smaller. We'll see how, if I have enough to finish this up. Yeah, awesome. Alright, let's take down maybe this corner here, put up a gate post, and now get our sheep in here. Alright, cool. Throw my pickaxe around. Go grab another one here. Get some saplings on the way. And there's another sheep. Are there more? Oh, there's a gray sheep over there. We'll leave them out. 2 is all I need. Oops. I'm luring them both out. Alright, get back in here. They'll figure it out. They haven't quite figured out that this is not built for 2 to come in at once. Alright. Let's get their attention and back on in here. Cool. And we are good. So let's get these 2 bred and have a baby sheep. Probably should have dyed them before breeding, but one thing I could do now is determine the color I'll need these sheep to be. And when you breed sheep of different colors, I do think they produce the combination of the color of the dye. So if you were to have a red and a blue, I believe they'll produce a purple. But what kind of colors do I need? It's going to be a lot of green. I should go back to the house and decide kind of on my color palette, and then head back over here eventually and make sure that is that's going to work, that I dye these sheep and then start collecting a whole lot of wool in those colors. So because I'll need some like red and whatnot, but it's not going to be too much red that I need. So I probably don't need to have sheep dedicated to that color. So I should also get some shears over here. Oh, I do have shears now. Let me make a run back to the house. I'll grab some dye and we'll check out a few colors and then set up a chest over by the sheep encampment to start collecting a whole lot of wool in those colors. And then maybe in the next episode or in a future episode, I'll build a bridge so it's real convenient to get over to that area. And let's see here. So we're looking for dyes. Dyes. So what kind of dyes do I want? I should visit my cactus farm to get dark color wool here, or dark color dye, so that I can see what the wool and terracotta look like in those colors. And again, we're looking at these resources for the frog house. That kind of crazy idea of building a house that looks like a frog. We'll need a whole lot of green resources for that. And it'll probably just be super weird. I just kind of want to see. I'm so fascinated in what it'll look like. So let's put that back in my hand and head back over to the house. Cool. Throw these in the furnace real quick, probably right over here, and get those cooking. See how the terracotta's coming. There we go. Cool. Put that in the chest. And the question is, what color of terracotta do I like better? The lime green or the dark green? There we go. We got the original green, I guess. Is there a way to make darker green? I'm not sure if putting coal in here, if there's a way for me to get like a black dye. But let's take a look at what this looks like compared to what it would look like with lime. So there's not too much of a difference, and I think we might actually end up incorporating both. So terracotta here is the resource that I'm really going to have a hard time getting a lot of. So I don't want to mess up the terracotta is the thing. So maybe I'll just make 16 of each. I think that's what I have enough resources for. Yeah, 16 of each. And this way, since I will be using both, I'll probably end up using 16. But this allows me to kind of test what I want each one to look like. And yeah, I'll probably just end up using both in probably somewhat equal amounts to kind of create some shading on the frog. So that means I'll need to create some more dye to dye those sheep. We'll need probably an equal amount of each. So I'm going to go back and grab a few more cactus plants from my farm. And we can also set up the rest of these at the moment here, the next cactus cycle. Let me eat a fish here. Now that I'm three meat sticks hungry, it's a good time to eat. And I will expand the cactus farm as much as I can here. There we go. Just go through here, knock all these down. And we're only going to need 2 more to put in the furnace and bake up. And is that all I collected? Seriously? Wow. Knock that down, knock that down. There we go. Very unsafe work environment here in the cactus farm. Let's see. Alright, 10, so we can plant 8 more of these. Alright, that's probably fine. Cool. So let's head back, cook this up, and I can go dye some sheep. And I'll need some more dye in a future episode to dye some more sheep that are born if I want them to be different colors. But what's cool is if I dye the sheep I currently have, they will all be that same color. The ones, their offspring, should be that same color. That's not how it actually works when you dye hair, or wool in this case, but I think that's how it worked. At least that's how it did work in Minecraft. Alright, let's head to sleep here, and we should be good to go to head out in the morning. Bone meal, we'll need one of these. Throw that in here, make a white dye. Oops, open up my table here. How do I close that? There we go. Make some lime dye. Then grab this, we'll have the darker dye. So 2 of each. And let me actually take this chest, and we'll just leave a chest over there to collect all the wool in. And maybe it'll become a double chest over time. So we will have that. And we have our wool, we have our dye. We could leave some shears over there, but I typically keep shears on me at all times, so that's probably everything we need. I'll leave the wheat over there in the chest as well. Cool. Let's head back on over. Taking this dangerous trek through the swamp. Hopefully we won't have to do that for much longer if I end up building some sort of a bridge project over here. Let's see. Let's just grab our chests, put them down right here for the moment. That also allows me a way to get in. And the shears can come out. What are we going to do here? Probably see if the sheep will breed again. But first, let's dye them. I will need a little bit of white dye, probably. Or white wool, rather. But I'll just need, the thing I need the most of is the green. So let's dye you lime green, and you can be dark green, and we'll see what happens if we can breed you again. Did we dye the baby sheep? I don't know. Just to keep them straight at the moment, we will leave them, the baby sheep as they are. And there's the baby sheep grown up. So we can breed them again. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to see what happens when we have a light and a dark mix. We get a dark. Neat. So I wonder if it's just 50-50 or if like the darker is like a dominant trait in Minecraft, so we're always going to get these darker ones. And I'm going to leave the white one here in case I want to get more lime green. We can do you and hopefully get a lime green one. But that is awesome. So we'll hopefully exponentially increase our sheep farm over time. As long as I have good wheat production, we should be good to go with that. I'll put the dye here in the chest, and we have now our terracotta and dyes for the sheep. Yeah, we'll leave those there. And what else should I leave over here? I think that's everything. I'll leave the oak fence just because we'll probably expand over time. But with our terracotta, we can get a sample of the wool. That's what I was going to do next here, is harvest some wool. And there we go. So that's 3 and 3. That's a whole lot of wool. And as you can probably imagine, as I get more and more sheep in here, that's just going to increase so much as to how much wool I can just produce out of here. And I could probably stay here just all day while they eat. It seems like they do eat a lot. I could just sit here all day collecting wool. And they're all dead at the moment, but that is awesome. I'm going to take these back to the house for samples, just to have some samples of colors for the frog house. But I'll be collecting resources here as well. So, yeah. I'll head back to the house, and I'll probably wrap it up for this episode. And we can take it over in the next episode, possibly building a bridge or going on some other adventure. We will need to restock on resources eventually, resources like coal, because I'm using a whole lot of coal to burn clay and terracotta. And maybe I'll do some work in between episodes of just gathering a whole lot of clay and whatnot. But my original plan was to build out everything in the episodes live, but with now that we're at the phase of just having so many resources, I might be able to, or needing so many resources, I might be able to do some stuff separately. And let me just put together a little palette here before we go of what these would look like a little bit. We'll need like a little bit of red, a little bit of white, and put one here, the red in there. And we can see what our frog house is roughly going to look like just based on the color palette. So here we have the white, and here we have the red. So yeah, we can. This is probably going to be generally the color palette I'll use, and just terracotta and wool. But it's awesome to see kind of what we can do with what we have here, and yeah, just kind of assemble some resources. So that's probably what I'll be doing for the foreseeable few episodes here is just assembling a whole lot of resources. But yeah, this has been Will Middleton. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.